an... Hi, I'm Ren.
And I'm Ken.
And this is an Eternal Evolutions video. So today, my characters are going to level up, and they're all going to be above 200.
Yes, that is awesome.
Yeah, it takes 100,000 rubies each to get each of your core characters over that hump. So this has been a long time coming for me. And we're going to do another companion video where Ken does the same thing. I do mine one at a time, and you're going to find that Ken likes to save up, do the math, and save up for the whole team.
I do all 5 at one time.
I think that's awesome.
Honestly, I don't know if it is or not, but we might talk about that on the other video.
Okay. So we're going to have another Thursday update. We've all come to look forward to that. And we're going to get 2 new heroes. So the first new hero is named Northian, would you say? I think so. Northian?
Northian. A lot of people are already, they're saying, calling him Nord.
Nord. That's easier. I like it.
Yeah.
So Nord the Skylord.
Yeah, it rhymes.
I like it.
Nice.
He's triple S, of course, and he's going to belong to Atlas. Let's see. He is an energy hero, and he does something called ranged monster bait, and he does multi-target damage. I love a good multi-target damager.
I thought you were going to say you like to give monster bait.
Well, who doesn't?
Right.
That too, right?
But yeah, no, he's when you look at his skill, and unfortunately we can't show you that right now, but he kind of draws everybody into him and does damage sort of at the same time.
Okay.
But he is going to be like...
Is it kind of like that...
Anaruda does something very similar, but I don't think Anaruda's is nearly as effective as what this guy's looks like it'll be with Nord. It just looks like a much wider scale, and it brings everybody really tight in one spot. And that's going to be so great, not only just for general doing damage in an AoE fashion and getting things together where you can attack them, because most of the time you've got multiple AoE damage people working together, but specifically for Atlas, with Nagrama and his beam that does massive damage, but it's got a smaller area. And I always am saying when I'm doing the faction crypts, the Atlas faction mine, excuse me, since I came from Raid, that's why I call them that. But
showing your roots.
But I'm always saying, man, I wish I could get these enemies together so Nagrama can kill everyone instead of killing one or two at a time.
Make a good duo.
It's going to be fantastic to put them together for that. And really, he's going to be, I think, because not only does he look like he's going to be strong out the gate, because now they just put everybody out with the same level as Daniel damage, it looks like. But
I don't know.
It's going to be really nice to have in a lot of teams to keep control of your enemies, keep them in the same spot, and to get them killed faster with AoE. And hopefully it will get away from the only using summoner teams and everything sort of aspect.
Right. And I think
bring a lot of more characters like Ravenna and Omar and, you know, all the other AoE damage dealers.
A way to control the meta a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's just, it opens up the game a little bit. It makes multiple
it's kind of, but it was
ways
fun.
Of doing things
Exactly.
fun. Yeah.
It's fun when you get all the cool summoners. And now I've had fun with Assassins, with the Rickard. I think he's made a huge difference and will continue to.
I love how they're doing different types of teams in their character creation, and not just putting out a hero that will do whatever something, and maybe it'll fit with people, maybe it won't.
I like
they're obviously keeping a lot of different aspects, not only just like the group that they come from, if they're Atlas or Terran or whatever, but they're also keeping like the types of characters that they have in the game in mind, and not just only releasing single target damage dealers or only releasing healers or whatever. They've really done a good job of adding characters in that have been different each time, but still are building teams too.
So we're going to have another new hero. So 2 in 1 week. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that's great.
So this guy looks kind of cool. He just makes me laugh. His name is Old John.
Old John.
He's
looks
Terran.
Really cool.
Do we need another Terran?
I mean, there's a ton of Terrans already in the game, but I mean, you can't just never release a Terran. I mean, look at the last Terran they released, Daniel. It's like, they're going to be like Daniel. Yeah. Exactly. That's fine. But I don't think this guy's going to be near as strong as
He's
the
a hunter.
the Triple S, because he's just going to be a normal elite champ. He's not going to be Triple S. So he won't be quite as strong, I imagine, but he still looks cool. And
he does. He looks very cool.
From what it says, with
Good
knockback
design.
is nice, but the true damage, that's something you really want to keep an eye on, because a lot of times if something will do true damage, it will smack, and so that'll be fun to use.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, like, so that's beyond critting. That's like,
yeah, that's where it ignores defense or shields or things like that. Like, a lot of times it will just be, okay, I'm going to hit you straight, and it doesn't matter what your defense is, and the only thing that matters is what my attack is, and so it'll just do a massive amount of damage.
Okay, so on these banners, on Nord's banner, back up to our Atlas champ that is going to come up, you're also going to be able to recruit Artis and Rekenna are going to be on that banner. So Artis, yeah, either one I'm kind of like whatever, but also on the other banner for just our elite champion, Old John, we're going to have higher rates of recruiting Ravena and Boar. And Sorietta. There's 3. Okay.
Yeah, it's always 1 Triple S and 2 regular elites.
Okay.
But yeah, and honestly, that's a great banner to pull on, because Ravenna is very strong. If you need Boar and Sorietta, I don't need as much Sorietta as I would a Boar.
Oh, wait a minute. I am so sorry, Ken. And I don't want to mix anybody up at home. I thought Old Man was going to be on his own banner. Old John, rather.
Oh, no, it doesn't look like he'll be on any
He's
banner.
not getting on a banner because, like you said, you have to have a Triple S. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to... I got confused there because he was a new champion.
Which is kind of surprising that they don't put it on. Well, I guess he's going to be... He may be something that you can get...
maybe other ways.
Another, like in a shop, they may put them in there, but I don't know. They haven't been putting. They didn't put Na Feng immediately into shops, but I think they have now.
So, are you more likely to pull on the Nord banner or the Ravenna?
I mean, I'll probably pull for the new champion just because he's exactly what I've been wanting in Atlas.
I think you might pull on that.
I kind of should pull on for a copy of him, but I'm. At this point now that I've slowed down on my spending, I'm only getting I'm spending like $5 a week tops, and on the weekends for the weekend pack.
Everything I've ever wanted.
But I'm not even doing that. Yeah, and I'm not doing everything. I'm not doing that every week, so I'm not getting tickets. The Wastelands Pass dropping me 50 limited tickets.
Such a great purchase. If you do want to buy
that,
yeah.
I definitely recommend getting it if you want some limited tickets. That's a good value because you get a ton. And that was what was kind of keeping me going on these banners and stuff and pulling for champs. And now I'm not doing that. And you get roughly, I think in between a banner, you can kind of get 60 to 80 in a shot. But
last Rickard banner, folks, I got 4 copies.
Yeah. And I didn't. I only got
I am very free to play.
I pulled over,
basically.
I pulled roughly about 120 on that banner. And I got 2 copies. Thank God that I got at least 2 copies on 120. But 120 for 2 was a big investment in tickets to not end up getting much more than just a couple of copies. And so now I'm so far behind in tickets that I didn't get to pull for Leo, who is the strongest champion in the game, that I would have pulled all 120 for.
This is my...
Well, everybody will come back around.
So
but the
you're
thing
not...
is,
that's the great thing about this game, is you're not tapped out. Oh, Lord, I didn't spend enough tickets. I'll never see it again.
Oh,
my
yeah,
account
exactly.
will be barren forever.
You're going to get it at some point. They'll give you opportunities to get the chance.
You just like it now. I understand. Yeah.
But I'm working... See, Leo is so strong, and Rickard, granted, is very strong as well, but Rickard is only as strong as how many assassins you have in the team, so you have to be centered around building assassin teams, and you have to be centered around content that uses assassin teams. The content that I'm working on of trying to get to where, I can clear it on my account is Twilight, because that's where a lot of the good farming is, as far as getting runes and getting more Triple S champions and prototypes, tickets. I mean, it's got a lot of good stuff in it, and getting as far as you can in that is so good. And Leo carries all of Twilight. So he really should be like the number one champion on my list. The number two is
a lot of people that play this game, he's the number one champion.
He's the number
one
champion everybody because he basically, if it weren't for Masrani being a healer and providing, he's in every team that Leo is in, but he's also in teams that Leo ain't in. So Masrani is because Masrani is the best champion in the game because he goes in literally every team. But with Leo,
you got a special in.
No, he just goes in every team because of that attack boost. Even if you're building a summoner team, you can put. Although now it's Sorvali and Pooh, but if you don't have that combo, which I don't because mine aren't leveled, and that's what I'm saying. Getting enough tickets to pull on these banners every time to get a champion usable is very tough. Unless you're buying tickets every single time the opportunity is around.
You have an opportunity to get one.
But you can get that single copy, and then you can work on it slowly with orbs and with events that come around. Like the Valentine's event was fantastic. If they did a St. Patty's Day event, like the Valentine's Day event, which they won't, but could you imagine how awesome that would be? I mean, get out of here. That would be
they'll do something good if it's not that big.
I would think the next Valentine style event will probably either be, depending on how they did show that they're kind of attached to American culture with how they supported the Super Bowl, but it was just a little bit.
But it was awesome.
But they are paying attention to like things that go on in American culture. 4th of July, that sort of time could be a big time for a nice one. Or Easter could be a really big one because that would probably be more likely too. So maybe, yes, we can hope for a good Easter thing. But, it remains to be seen what they'll do. But I imagine they'll do something nice regardless. But it still is very difficult when you have 3 or 4 champs that you need to work on, and you're like, okay, how am I going to pull copies of these things without the orbs?
I think he has raid PTSD sometimes because in raid, you'll need a certain champ and you may never get them.
Well, no, it's not
that. But this game you do, so you're going to wait a little longer, but you're going to get it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get it, but it's going to be a few months of getting.
Think it's months.
No, it definitely will be. It's like I would say you could get basically one triple S from a very low purple or early yellow status to immortal, where they're actually
had a lot of luck with this account.
Super functional. You have had quite a bit of luck. I have not. And so it's roughly a month to get enough tickets for the orbs to get, regardless of who you're pulling for, you're going to get orbs,
again,
which
that's
is great.
A very short amount.
But that's still that's great. But it does. It's like
money increases that.
But if I know, like, I want to get that Twilight cleared, so I'm sure it'll be. We'll see what kind of other opportunities we get. But
there's only one more thing on the update that I wanted to address, and it appears that some servers. So I don't know if we will or not. Is going to get a Jacimo's bell.
Jamuzo's bell.
Jamuzo's, I always say it wrong.
It always depends on how young your account is, because that's where there's a permanent type of cycle of events. So sometimes the new events that come out don't always fit because you've already got other permanent events that are already in play.
That I wanted to mention this particular bell event is because you have poor Ken has a bit of a, it's like a heart, it's a something in your heart that just hurts about Nafing, the monkey, because he has 59 shards sitting in his, you didn't know where I was going.
I don't know where you were talking about.
Sitting in his bag, and all he needs is one more shard to make it, a copy. So in this bell, I noticed that Nafing is in the bell, but copies.
Well, that'll be copies. Yeah, it won't be. Yeah.
And so he is once again thwarted with a Nafing.
One shard. They have to. I don't understand, and I guess maybe if they have it in mind where they're going to have different types of the elite tickets, the shards that you get to get copies of elite champions, that aren't triple S. I don't see why they haven't added Nafing to that list or released another kind, or show that they're going to release another kind. I think they've just kind of forgotten, maybe, or that they have that in mind that he's only going to be on
they know that
certain types.
There's a guy named Ken with an account, and all he needs is one more. We're going to keep
him. I don't understand why they wouldn't add that to that ticket, because it has every other.
Right.
Or most every other obtainable champion. But see, that's what I'm saying. Not even all of them are there. So
Kane's not.
Yeah, exactly.
So
well, no, Cane is. That's the only way you can get Cane though. You can't
it.
farm shards of Cane in the campaign, the elite campaign, but
that's not what
but
you were
you get them on
about?
the ticket.
Oh yeah, I
you got it confused because that's what I was saying. You can't farm Cane. That's the only way you can get him.
All right. Well, we're on that note. We're a fragment short, and we're gonna say farewell till we see you.
I thought you were gonna advance your character
and
there.
We're gonna leave you with the great advancement.
Oh, okay.
Every character's going over 100, over 200.
Yes,
Took me forever. Nice. Here we go. Come on, artist, bring us home, baby. Yeah. All right, got some new stuff going on.
Ooh, and
let's make it official. 201. I'm Ren.
And I'm Ken.
Bye-bye.